here we are, the first day of our road to Halloween, as I'm gonna call it, living in the house of the dead. Let's input the debug stuff. Let's have you do that really quick. In order to get to there's a debug mode because this game doesn't actually have red blood. I don't know why the hell they didn't do that. Red blood was one of the hypest things about House of the Dead original. That's what made it so, like, fantastic. And you actually have to input a code on a Saturn controller, and Simmons here is gonna tell us what the hell the code is.
The code is LRRLLR. Hold L and R, press start. So, stage 1, our blood's already defaulted to red.
What can you change the blood color to? Isn't it like purple?
Green, blue, purple.
Yes. Let's go with red. Let's go with red. Red's the highest.
Live, normal, or infinite if you want. And stage select.
Let's leave it on normal. Let's actually give ourselves somewhat of a challenge. House of the Dead isn't that hard of an arcade game, so now you have to swap out. We're not using controllers for this. We're using proper Sega Saturn stunners. Now, I'm gonna warn you guys, in order to recognize where the gun is actually being shot in House of the Dead, the screen has to flash white and then it recognizes the point of which you shot. That's how old light gun games work. For anybody that's watching this, I warn you right now, if you're in a dimly lit room, turn on some lights, and if you have epilepsy problems, don't look at the screen. Let's go.
Others are still inside. Save them.
I'll save them. No problem. All your dead bros, it's okay. We got this. I got the one on the left, you got the one on the right.
Help.
We did it. We did it. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Are we swap spots? Am I on the left? Okay, no, I'm on the right.
You're on the right.
Okay.
Now, yeah, the game was this is one of the last first-party releases for the system in North America. It's one of the last 4 games that ever came out for the system, and yeah, I mean, obviously the game didn't, couldn't hold up graphically to the arcade.
What's funny, like Virtual Cop looks better than this. Virtual Cop 2 looks better than this.
Yeah, more or less. It's more just because I think there was because think of it this way. Virtual Cop, you shoot a guy and he goes into a generic stun animation and then flashes and disappears. This game had
body parts.
I mean, when you shoot a guy, he goes into bloody chunks. You can see eyeballs fly out.
You were actually telling me that story, like when you first saw this game in the arcade, how it's like this ridiculously visceral game.
Yeah, just like unbelievably violent. Because like we'd seen the kind of cheesy digitized graphics like Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, like Lethal Enforcers and stuff like that,
But like this one was like zombies, so it was kind of like an extra added gore factor. So it was like a horror, like an R-rated movie. When I grew up, all horror movies were R. There was no such thing as a PG-13 horror movie. It like was unheard of.
It didn't really happen.
So to me, it was like, oh my god, it's like an actual horror movie, and they're actually displaying it in an arcade, and kids are gonna walk around and see it and be
It was
freaked
like
out.
that because most of the arcade versions of this game defaulted to red blood.
Yeah.
And it was. I remember seeing it for the first time, and it was like, holy crap! Like you're blowing people away with a gun in the arcade. And back in like 1998 or something like that, when this game came out, that was pretty brutal. And it ended up being, oh my god, we are running at 4 frames a second here. Yeah, the frame rate is my biggest issue. It's like, the game itself is hurt by the fact that the system just can't handle it. Even Virtual Cop 1 runs at a pretty solid 30.
I'm actually impressed with the fact that they're able to get this game to run on the Saturn. I mean, like, yes, it's funny because you can actually see where there's less, like, seams in the polygons on the Saturn version. Like, characters have sort of, like, invisible torsos, you'll notice.
You notice the polygon seams, yeah.
And
no, wait. There's a girl behind this thing. You stupid woman, what are you doing?
But at the same
I have
time,
a gun!
It's almost kind of, to me, it's almost kind of quaint, looking at, like, these really pixelated bad 3D graphics and what they were trying to accomplish and what they did. And the thing is, it is functional. It does work. It's not as fast as the arcade, but
it still works. It does. It's still obviously one of the most. And it's just the game itself to a testament. Like House of the Dead 1 is honestly one of my favorite games of all time. I honestly think it's one of the best light gun shooters to this day, and it kind of still shows, even in its kind of like total gimp form. Oh my god! Oh my god! He was winding up to the pitch.
Thank you.
You are so messed up looking, woman. Oh, there's a health life over there. That might only be a 2-player. Literally, here's how I got good at House of the Dead. Back in the day when I was playing Marvel vs. Capcom 1 in arcades, there was always such a huge line to play the game that I could literally do an entire run-through of House of the Dead 1, which takes about like 20, 30 minutes, and still have time to like be in line. Like my quarter was still lined up to play Marvel. So I just played House of the Dead 1 like all the time. And I got so damn good at the game, I got to the point where I can beat the whole thing with saving everybody and not taking any damage.
Are you okay?
And there's a special room at the end if you do that. I had no idea when I did it. And it quickly became my favorite shooter of all time just because of how, like, your trigger finger and all that stuff, man, it's awesome. Suck it, you big, dumb, virtual on reject. He's Temjin, that's what he is. Oh my god, oh my god! Look at making his freaking heart barf.
Yeah, well,
I'll let you take care of this part. I'll give the viewers a break. On the eyes. It is a little rough, I know. Dead as hell.
Sophie!
Let's watch the whole thing.
You must stop curing, or else something terrible will happen.
Sophie!
Sophie!
I never did this as player 2. I've never done it as the second guy, as G, not Rogan. I think we saved everybody. We did.
Life bonus time.